Welcome to the Law of Attraction in Action. My name is Michelle Joy, and thank you so much for joining me on my podcast. Today is my Monday solo session where I get to teach you about the tips and tools around Law of Attraction and how you can use them in your everyday life. So for those of you who are listening, just know this is also available on YouTube. I do share my solo sessions on YouTube so you can see me as well. And today I have a vision board behind me. So if you wanted to get a look at that, that is available. But today my goal is to inspire you to understand around the power of vision boards and miracle boxes. And I'm also going to be on the news today as well when this recording comes out on a local news. I'm going to talk about law of attraction and about the vision boards and miracle boxes because they are such powerful tools around the law of attraction and to help us manifest. And I've also had people on my show talk about miracle, more around vision boards. So miracle boxes may be new to you, and I'm excited to share that information with you. But vision boards, one of my guests, it was called Belief Boards. It's kind of towards the beginning of my podcast. And she shares amazing stories. And I love when you talk about belief, a belief board. This is something you start to believe. And beliefs happen when we think something over and over again. And so this is the power of vision boards. So I'm going to go over why they're powerful, how they're powerful. And if you've never done them before, I'll even tell you a little bit on how to make them. But I just want to thank you again for listening in, and just know all that information on how to watch this on YouTube will be at the end of the show notes. So anyway, thank you for being here, and let's get started. So vision boards, I'm not sure if any of you have done vision boards or have had manifested amazing things through them. I'm sure a lot of you have. And in fact, I would love to hear some of the stories, whether you email it to me or share it on the Facebook group, which I, again, will share at the end of this. But I do have a Facebook group for this, for anybody with law of attraction. It's just kind of open. Well, it's a closed group, so I have to let you in, but it's just open to all of you listening so you can connect. And so more of a direct way of chatting with me. But today with the vision board is one thing that I really believe about the vision boards is it's a way for us to set our intentions and to get clear about what we're wanting. So oftentimes we fly around life without getting clarity, which is really hard. And sometimes people just say, oh, I don't know what I want. But if you really push somebody and say, well, okay, well, let's sit down and start cutting out things that excite you, like with magazines. And I've taught this vision board classes lots and lots. Every year I've done it probably for the past 7 years. Every New Year's I do a vision board class because I believe it's really powerful to do at the beginning of the year. But I had a couple people who came to my last time, and I had like a lot of people there, but a couple people said, you're like, you know what? I've never really understood vision boards until your class. So thank you. So that's why I'm doing this, because I think a lot of people may do it without really understanding what they're doing, and they get frustrated because sometimes you're like, well, why am I putting this here? Because it's not going to happen. This is like a big joke. And so what I'm going to show, it is not a joke, and it actually helps on so many levels. So, so for starters, again, it helps with clarity, helps you get clear about what you're wanting. And when you just go to any, like I actually collect a lot of magazines. I collect a lot of Oprah magazines. I have, travel magazines and entrepreneur magazines. Those are all the things I'm interested in. But I just, get some good music on and cut out some things that inspire me. Inspiration is huge. It's huge for our vibration, our energy. But all of these pictures, just cut them out and just see what flows through and how you feel excitement. So that's the second thing I want to talk about with vision boards is the energy that it lifts in you. So it raises your vibration because it feels good. Doesn't it feel good to look at nice things? At least it does for me. And I think a lot of us go to magazines to kind of escape or kind of, like escape and go to a different world. And so, but when you believe that the universe is powerful and that vision boards can help you manifest anything you're wanting, well, then it's even more exciting. So making that, vibrational shift is huge, 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 huge. So I do believe in that. But also, the power of the vision board, once you see results, and have had a lot of people have results from vision boards. you start to say, well, gosh, this is pretty amazing. And so it becomes a matter of, well, this is me just asking the universe for what I want. It's kind of like placing your order. So let me just give you an example of what I've done with a vision board. And again, I've talked about this in other podcasts, but what I have manifested on my vision board, which to me was the most miraculous thing, was I was decided to buy a house. And I was, after my divorce, my ex-husband and I had lots of houses together, like fixer-uppers. And so when we became divorced, I'm like, I don't want to own a house ever again. So I rented a house, rented for about 4 years. And one day it just hit me. I'm like, I think I want to buy a house. I'm tired of throwing my money away. I'm going to buy a house. And that day I did a vision board. I put on some good music and I just cut out pictures that inspired me, that I loved, things that I wanted to manifest. And I put them on the board and I just set it up and I just kind of let it go, because I really believed that I would find a house down the line. Like it felt like the sense of, well, I have credit card debt now. I don't have any money saved. Like, I'm not ready to buy a house right now, but at least I'm going to get the vision board in place, right? So as the universe would have it, everything started falling into place really quickly, where I had a mortgage broker reach out to me because I mentioned that I needed one through my group, Law of Attraction group that I teach. And she offered her services. And then she connected me also with a realtor. So I didn't have to do any work. They all came to me. It was great. And I also found out that, my credit score was really good. And so I didn't have to worry about trying to find all that money to save and, having my credit card debt, down. It was just a matter of, I can qualify for something and let's do it now. So I was just, again, no attachment whatsoever. So long story short, I found my dream home within 2 weeks of starting my vision board of the idea I want to buy a house. I did a vision board that day. Within 2 weeks, I found my house, my dream house. Not only did I find it, I put in an offer and it was accepted, and is the first and only house I looked at. Well, the best part about all of this is my house on my vision board. I didn't even notice it all happened so fast, but my mortgage broker mentioned it. She goes, Michelle, do you see on your vision board how much it looks like your house? And I finally looked at it, and sure enough, the upstairs room in my house is identical to one of the pictures on my vision board. It's like an A-frame. And I even had my 2 boys, they had their beds identical to that A-frame, and the window between, it was just like crazy. And I also had 2 sheds on my vision board, and I have a really cute shed in my yard. So it was just amazing to me how quickly that happened. And so there's lots of stories out there. I'm not sure if you've heard of the story about John Assaraf, how he was on the movie The Secret, and he talks about how he did a vision board for his house, what he wanted to manifest, forgot about it years later, moved into his dream house, and his son pulled out the vision board. He's like, Dad, I think this is the same house we're in right now. And he looked at it, he's like, oh my gosh, you're right. It's the exact same house. You didn't even think of it. So, but lots of stories. I've had people come to my groups and tell me how they manifested relationships, or they manifested trips, like everything they put on their board, they manifested. I hear this all the time. So just know, when you put something on your vision board, you are putting your request out to the universe. And that is the best part about it, right? So another thing I want to talk about is the miracle box. So this is kind of another, like a vision board, but it's taking it a step further. So again, if you're watching the video, I have an example of it in my hand, but if you don't, that's fine. I'll explain it pretty well. But it is, you just take a shoe box or any type of box and you decorate it much like you would a vision board. So you put pictures all over it, and it's things that inspire you. So it's like a vision board on a box, right? But what you end up doing is, inside the box is your request to the universe. So you're double doing it. So it's your miracle, right? So you put in, okay, so I want to manifest my soulmate. So I had my miracle box, and I put in things that represented love and romance. So I put in flowers, and I put in just things, sweet cards and notes. And, it turns out my sweetie buys me flowers all the time, and he gives me cards with love notes all the time as well. So it sure manifested. And I had a lot of people say, because I've done these miracle boxes with my groups, and they said everything that they put in their box manifested. So, but this is another thing with both the miracle box and the vision boards. So one thing we need to do when we want to manifest something, we have to get out of our own way, because we say, I want it, and then you let it go, and then you follow your joy. This is why I'm really big into joy. You know, if you've been following me for a while, you know I do 365 days of joy, because I'm proving to the world that our joy is where it's at. So, but if you just let it go, the universe will bring it to you quicker, because you're not getting in the way. You're not figuring out the how. Because if you get in the how, you go, why is it not coming? What the universe hears is not coming. It's not coming. So the miracle boxes and the vision boards are ways to say what we want and let it go. So a lot of people ask me if they need to put the vision board in their site so they look at all the time. And some people say you need to do that. I don't believe you need to do that, because I believe the request is sent. But if it makes you feel good, I absolutely believe put it in front of you. I put them actually both in my meditation room, in front of me when I meditate. So I feel that energy. And so every time I open my eyes after meditation, then I see the vision board and the miracle box. And then I feel so good. I'm like, oh gosh, look what I'm manifesting, right? And then, but these are things you could do today. These are things you can say, I want to manifest this. I don't know how. Do your vision board, do your miracle box. And let me tell you another story about the miracle box, because to me, this is miraculous. I had a patient, because, you know, I used to be a nurse, and she was on my floor for a couple months, and she's young. She had type 1 diabetic. She's a type 1 diabetic, and she had a wound on her bottom that wasn't healing, and it was really bad. And because she wasn't eating and her nutrition was bad, we couldn't get that wound to heal. So in the meantime, she's in the hospital, miserable. She had 2 kids, young kids that she couldn't see, and she was really upset. She's getting really depressed. And so, but then I taught her about the miracle box, and she called it a God box. That's another way of you can say it in those terms if that feels right for you. But she got so excited about this idea. So she decorated this box. I gave her something to do while she's stuck in this hospital bed. And she decorated it. And then she put all these things of what she wanted. You know, I told her, said, put what you want. She goes, I'm with my kids again. I'm, you know, at home with my family. I feel great. I'm eating, my body's healing, and all these things in like present tense. You know, I try to teach her that. So, and she used to, every person that came into her room, like doctors or whoever, she'd like show off her God box. She loved it so much. It meant so much to her. And so you see how it raised her vibration. She felt good. She had something that, like, believing that something more powerful than her is helping her. And what happened was she did start healing. And actually within a week, she finally was able to go home. And that's after being in our hospital for a couple months. So these 2 tools are so amazing, and people don't realize how easy they are, but how powerful they are. So again, just to reiterate, they help you get clear about what you want. They help you get excited and raise your vibration, and then they help you let it go. Just let go of the how and know the universe is working overtime to help you. So anyway, I hope this helps. It's just a really brief tutorial on miracle boxes and vision boards. I also want to let you know, I just recorded a free mini course on the 9 houses of your vision board. And my soul coaching teacher, Denise Lynn, because, you know, I'm a certified soul coach, and Denise Lynn's my teacher, and she's been teaching all the stuff for over 40 years. I mean, she's amazing. She knows so much, and she's seen so many vision boards, and she's very intuitive that she started to see a pattern, and she started to see where we put things on the board and what it means to our soul. So it's kind of like giving an insight into what our soul really desires. So it's kind of like it taps into the past, the present, the future, and it's all on the board based on where we put things on the board. So I just am putting out a free course on that. So if you're interested in that, I'll put the link below. But it is an excellent, I've been wanting to teach this for years. I've had this information, but I've never had an opportunity to teach it. So I'm really excited to offer you guys this. But it's just another way to show you how powerful those vision boards are. Because when you look at them, it's more than just what you're asking, what you're manifesting, and what you desire and letting go, but it's also tapping into what your soul really wants. And I teach from a very deep soul level. I guess I wouldn't be a soul coach if I didn't, but I just am so glad to be able to offer this all to you. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this Monday solo session, and I hope you get out there, get your magazines. You know, I've been collecting magazines for years, and it's so fun because I'll open one up. I'm like, oh, this is perfect for my vision board, and I bring them to my groups. And but most everything I'm doing now is online, so I'm excited to inspire you guys with that free online course. So anyway, I love you all so much, and have a wonderful day. If you want to get in touch with me, on the show notes, I'll put my email. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear comments about you're loving the show, or what questions you have, things you want me to teach, because I teach every Monday. I'm assuming I won't run out of ideas, because I always get ideas, because I really believe I'm divinely guided in everything I do. But if one of you has something you're like, Michelle, I really would love for you to address this, I would love to help on my Monday solo session. So please reach out and email me, and also go to my website to find out more about my joy videos, about my book, about all the other fun things that I'm doing. And I'm coming up with some online courses, because I have such a big reach now with you guys. Thank you so much for that I want to be able to give you opportunities to learn more, because there's so much I have to teach, which is why I do these podcasts. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful day, and happy manifesting.